And welcome back to another Saturday morning edition of Jedi Academy, where we bring the best of all the YouTubers on Star Wars Galaxy Heroes together to answer all your questions. Of course, I'm Ranger J 1999 from Team Instinct, and we are here to do what we do best, and that's try to give you the best advice about everything that's going on in the game right now. So we've got a lot of people that'll be joining us today. We're having a little problem with Skype, but we're trying to get people in as best we can. Joining me right now that I know is here, I'm sure there'll be more as we get him in here. We've got Turbo, Mr. Turbs. What's going on, buddy?
Never fear, Turbo is here.
That's right.
Don't worry.
Also, I think Rebound's with us too, but I think he's going to be off and on. Correct?
Yes, he's just popped out. So yeah,
he had to go for a second, but he'll be back on to answer questions. We also have Mike. Mike, are you there?
I am here.
Okay, good. How are we looking for Bella? You there?
Bella not here yet.
No.
The Dark Lady is not on yet.
Yeah, she's not on yet. So we're trying to get him in. I don't know what's going on with Skype. It's being really weird. So I'm not quite sure what's going on. But while we're trying to get other people in here, they've been invited and stuff. So good morning to everybody. To me, it's super early in the morning. I don't know where you are at, but of course, like I always am, I'm drinking mass quantities of caffeine to get the day going. And while I'm doing that, I'm trying to sit there and see what the heck is going on with everybody. Let's see here. Bella. I'm not sure what's going on. Okay. I'm not going to worry about it. Mike. Help me out here. I'll try to make sure the thing's working. All right, so the way this works is if you have questions about the game, all you do is you get in the chat, put your question, make sure it's in the form of a question so I can scoop it up. There's no Finity today. I think Rondi might be on. I'm not sure. He said he would be on. I'm still waiting on Warrior and stuff, but there's a lot going on, so if they pop in, we'll get them going. But yeah, get your questions in. We're going to try to answering questions. I'm going to start scooping them up. I can see that we already have questions coming in. God. Let's see here. I'm already starting to scoop them up. Keyboard just sent 3 questions right off the bat. Bam, bam, bam. Oh, Lord. So I will be scooping questions today. So bear with me while I start getting going on this. Hey, everybody, buddy. I hear somebody in the background's kid.
Need some batteries, mate.
All right. But yeah, get your questions. Just make sure it's at the form of a question. So that being said, while we're starting to get the questions in and try to get everybody here into Skype, which I think Mike is working on Bella. I don't know about the rest of the crew.
Giggity.
I guess there was an update to the that you're talking about, Turbs, to the TB. Is that correct?
Yes, territory battles.
Yeah, what's going on?
I believe they posted round about midnight our time last night, so round about early evening in the US, that they took a step back and they're saying for the first couple of territory battles they're now doing 24-hour phases. So all the complaints have been answered, I believe.
What do you got? World War III going on back there?
Me and the kids were playing Jenga this morning, and we ended up doing a 24 high when it only started as 12, and I think it's just been knocked over. So my eldest went, Freddy! That's how we just got knocked over.
Sounds like me waking up in the morning. No! Where's my coffee? All right. Okay. So was that the only update that they're just going to go to 24-hour window?
They're going to trial 24 hours. I think they kind of confirmed that it's intended to start on Friday and always run for the weekend when it was 12-hour phases. So I think now it's going to start on Tuesday, and then it's going to be 6 days. I think they may do the first 1 or 2 just as 24 hours just to get people used to it. Then I think their intention is to go back to 12-hour phases. That's the way I read it anyway.
Okay. So we'll have to keep track of that and see what's going on. We'll probably know more by the Wednesday stream of next week and what's up. Let's see.
It may have already started. It may start Tuesday.
It may.
It may have already started.
You know, so if you haven't got your Hoth, Rebel Soldier, or Scout or anything, keep farming. Good Lord. All right, let's see here. We got some questions. Mike, you're still with us, right?
Yes, I'm just trying to add Bella.
Okay, she should already be on this call, right? If I'm looking at who's on this call?
Should be.
Let me look. I'm looking at the names. Yeah, she's got an invite. No, I don't see her name on here. Let's see. Can we add her? Let me add her to this call. All right, I sent her an invite.
I will. Right, I'll tell her.
Yeah, the invite was sent for this call specifically. She needs to accept this one.
Assuming is Loki having a lie-in, is it?
Oh, Loki had something going on this morning. Grandi said he was going to be on, but I know he's traveling, so we may not get him. I'm not sure Warrior Remon, of course, will be here, but he's doing work too. So, you know, real life stuff happens. You know, it is what it is.
Is Grande being transferred from one center to another?
I mean, it's Grande. I mean, he probably shifted somebody again, got another tattoo. You know, I mean, it's what he does. All right, is that Bella?
Yes.
Well, finally.
And you didn't want to have me online.
Nah, that's a bunch of baloney.
I'm your apprentice. You should have all my contact.
You have to add me. I sent the invite. You didn't accept. Ergo, you messed up. So I was thinking, like, wait a minute. I don't have her as an... I know I sent that. And then I was like, well, let me send it again. And then it's like, okay, finally now I can add her. Good Lord. Ridiculous. All right. How are you, Miss Bella?
Yeah, I'm fine.
You're fine. Been busy
Got
with all...
an iced coffee in front of me. It's quite hot.
That's heaven. Coffee is the nectar of the gods.
I thought, did you say a nice coffee or an iced coffee?
Ice.
Ice.
Like
well,
ice
all right.
cream,
I was just going to say, how do you have an iced coffee that's hot? Because you said it's quite hot, but I think you mean the temperature outside is quite hot.
Yeah.
Never mind.
And we've all gone cross-eyed. Okay. So Keyboard has some serious questions and some funny questions here while I'm looking. Let me see here if we have anything else. I'm scooping these up. So I'll throw this out here. Let's see. First question from Keyboard. What would you do if a dog ran up to you? Turbs, what would you do?
Depends what type of dog.
What
Are we talking canine?
Yeah.
It would range from put my foot in its face or maybe go, hiya.
Yeah,
all right, give it a
I know. It's all about the look. I think if it's a pit bull, you're going to be like, no. If it's a wolf, you're definitely going to be like, no. But if it's like a little cockapoo, you'll be like, well, hello there. All right.
Well, hello there.
Well, hello there.
I don't like yappy dogs. Little yappy dogs. I get bitten by them.
Well, that's because you're not a good person then, Mike. Yappy dogs
big dogs, no problems. Little yappy, I'm going to challenge everything.
Mm-hmm.
Nah.
It depends how many dogs as well.
Yeah.
At least we know what worries Mike now. If it's lots of little dogs.
Yeah. Keep that
Master Skywalker, there's too many. What are we going to
do? Mike's going to be like, I'm not doing a thing, little rat bastards.
It's easy. You just throw a ball over the balcony and watch them disappear.
That's horrible. Oh, God. That's so
Finity says he would play dead.
Infinity would play dead. I don't know. Do we consider Ewoks part canine?
She'd get licked to death.
I know. Infinity would probably just snuggle and be like, oh, I found another Ewok. All right. Keyboard does ask another friend question. If you could have a force power, what would it be? Darth Bella, what would your force power be?
My force power? I have already many.
Well, but what's your favorite?
My favorite? It's it's really difficult. There's quite a few good options.
I know.
I've got the Force choke and the Dash Star.
Mm-hmm.
And cool things like that,
Well, if you had one to pick one right on the spot, one that you just like to pull out at any moment, what would it be?
What would it be? I don't know. I can't think of any other superpower, because these superpowers can get me even my fresh coffee from the kitchen, all my super forces without even getting up.
Bella's just kind of ruined mine. I don't know. It might have been summon a beer from the fridge.
But something with coffee would be good. Like I could just snip my fingers and have a coffee in front of me. That could be my new superpower.
Jeez.
It's just false, not magic. You don't click your fingers.
Jedi mind trick. The Starbucks, what's it called? Barista just brings you your coffee as you walk through the door.
Yes, exactly.
You shall bring me a venti. And you will drop your blaster.
This is the latte you are looking for.
They are for sale. They are for sale if you want them.
And £10 out of the till.
What about you, Mike?
Yeah, no, it'd have to be mind control. That just sounds like too much of a giggle.
Very nice. And what about you, Mr. Turbs?
All the above.
All the above.
All of the above.
Yeah, okay. Jeez. Oh, Lord. Okay, let's see here. Next question from Keyboard is, what's your Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes.gg collection score? It changed recently, so, I mean, what's everybody's collection score now that they've updated?
I don't know. I'm about to find out.
I'm the same. I'm going to jump on mine. Mine was 97 before they dropped up. They changed it all.
I'm catching you up. I was shocked to see that.
Well, once you've got almost everything done, you can't get much further ahead, Mike. So.
Mine's like 55. I just don't worry about it. To me, it's like, the collection score. I don't put any stock into, really. I really don't.
You're too. Are we talking collection score or GP?
Galactic Power. I mean, what do you go based off now? Collection score based off what SWGOH says, or or Galactic, overall power?
I think overall Galactic Power is the accurate metric now.
I mean, it is, but it isn't. Here's the thing that I have with both of these metrics. Like for me, I've got like all the top characters and all the top tunes with gear and everything. I haven't really done anything with the lower stuff. I mean, I am now starting to slowly build it up, but like if you look at someone's score, it may not necessarily show what they have. They could have like all the top characters with all the gear and mods and everything, but they're like, I'm not working on Ugnaught. I'm not working on this crap. Why would I? But their collection score will be lower than someone that maybe has all 7-star characters, but like gear 7. It's really weird how this functions.
Yeah.
I mean, it's nice to know. I mean, it kind of gives you a gauge, but I don't think it tells the whole story.
80.37 until the update tonight, and then I'll be higher.
Yeah, I got to get.
You're literally right on my book as well, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, I literally have to get all the characters that have 7 stars, gear 7 and stuff, and do all that and put mods on them, and then it's like, okay, I guess I will gear this person that I don't want to gear and stuff now.
Phoenix, are they sure that they've got enough stun guns? I mean, surely they could do with another 4 or something.
I mean, who knows?
What is that about?
I don't know. I didn't. The developers, not me, man. I just work here.
Spotlight on you. No, I'm just. I'm like everyone else. I'm assuming he's kind of working on light side characters. And I've got a. Has it been announced that Phoenix are actually required?
I have no idea yet.
or is it still speculation that because they're rebels and yeah, they
Come
get
on,
don't
come
think
on,
it's officially,
Mike,
but-
you jumped. Why do we talk about Phoenix right now? How did you do
I know,
that?
it was a collection
I
score.
pay attention.
Jedi mind trick.
That was a Jedi mind trick. That was to trick us out of collection score questions, right?
2,736,000, by the way.
I think mine's
I'm
1.9.
81.53. Anyway, 81.53. Mike is 80.37. Go on, what are you, Bella?
Is this some kind of quartet game where we pick a figure and say, "But I'm better than you"?
No.
No. Only unless
No.
we are.
It's all relative. All right, so I think we've done answer those questions. Let's start getting into some more. It's going to be shockingly, it'll probably be territory battles. So those are all from keyboard. The next one's from Linus Milius. This is a TV question, and we'll just go down the top list. Turbs. So, how many light sightings do we need for combat missions outside of Rogue One, Phoenix, Hoth, Pros, CLS, Han?
Other than those 6, Commander Luke, you need.
Yeah.
Rolo, you need. You need Officer Leia for one of the missions. You need Captain Han as well. Other than those, and obviously light side ships, you need all the light side ships for one of the missions as well. Light side only. So you'll need at least 5, won't you?
I believe it's
With
5, right?
With one of the leaders as with one of the leaders as well. Other than that, I think you can pop any other light side character in and around.
Yeah, what do the ships have to be 5-star to get in there?
I'm assuming so. Yes, there's 4 ship missions, isn't there?
Yeah.
I think it's phase.
I don't like the fact that it's only light side ships. This is really irking me about territory battles.
It's not. I believe it. I think it's just the
Well-
first node. I think they've mainly done it.
I'm talking about the
put
ship
the
battle
earliest-
specifically. Someone said that it had to be all light side ships.
I heard only for one mission. I think.
Okay.
I think you can mix and match on the later ones because
Okay,
it
good.
gets harder, and you need 7 stars.
Yeah.
I think it's all light side only for the lowest one, which I think is maybe 4-star, like you said.
Yeah.
I think you can use DS after that.
Yeah. So if you have at least your ships unlocked, you should be able to use them with 4 stars. So I'm hoping that's the case. You know, there's still a lot about territory battles that we don't know. You know, we've got a lot of information. If you haven't watched Warrior's videos about that, he does a great job of breaking it down. There's a lot of stuff there that he does answer for all of us. So if you haven't checked out Warrior's channel and watched that, he has 2 videos. One is a quick recap of what territory battles are and how they're going to work, and then also a hour-long, really in-depth one that I really liked. And there were some other YouTubers that did as well that broke it down. Let me see. I'm looking for questions as we're doing that.
Definitely worth the longer of the 2.
For Warriors,
Videos
yeah,
to watch.
I agree.
Yeah, it's essential viewing for territory battles, I'd say, at this time.
Okay.
Arnold's is quite good. That's a shorter one as well. That's only about 20 minutes. But
And Mist has done some good.
If you want to know as much as possible, just watch them all.
Yep.
But yeah.
Share the love, all the
All right.
gamers.
All right, we'll go to Mike Neps. Let's see here. This was from Sanely Red. Do you guys think that territory battles should stay at 24 hours so people from different time zones and work schedules can have ample time to help? Well, we did announce that earlier with Turb's news that he had put out, that he read, that we can all read, that they are temporarily, I guess, doing 24 hours. What do we all think about it being 24 hours? Do we like the 24 hours, or do we want you said they were going to go back to 12 hours temporarily, or back after this initial let us get used to it kind of thing. Do we think it should be 24 hours, or do we think that 12 hours will work once we get an initial taste of how it's going to work?
I heard they're saying it's
So-
weekends. It should be okay, I think, but
They're saying it's between 15 to 25 minutes on their tests so far. So I mean,
They said the shortest mission was 10 minutes. and you could even do it over the day, kind of. And they said they start with 24 hours and go back to 12 hours. And I have no real opinion about that at the moment, because I think we all need to try to find out how that works. And especially for international guilds, it's a little tricky, probably.
I think that this is probably the best compromise, though. If you go back to the tournaments, which were kind of like inject your caffeine, tape your eyes open because you're online for 24 hours to try and hit the highest you possibly could. At least with this, it's a case of, all right, we acknowledge that there is some real life that we're going to allow you.
They said 12 hours are longer than the typical sleep pattern or something. I love that comment.
It depends. Like I said, I think they are right. Each phase will only need, depending on how many territories there are, will only need a minimum amount of play. I think that's the original 12 hours. I think, like they're saying, will probably be long enough. 24 hours might be too long. I think what they're saying is, what I read is their intention is to do it 12 hours starting on a Friday. Mm-hmm. So Friday being the only day where people should struggle with work commitments as such. If you work weekends, then you're goosed. They didn't really factor that into it. But with the first phase only being one territory, that will be the shortest amount of time that you need to battle. So that helps for the Friday. And then obviously you have Saturday, Sunday with the 12-hour period. That was the original intention. And providing you can all hit, I think within reason, that should be okay. But obviously with everybody complaining and it being new, they've said, well, let's do it 24 hours so you can get used to it, maybe for the first one or the first two. And then they'll take it from there. I think 24 hours, if you think about it, if everybody's ready for it and that excited, when it does start, I bet you're going to all have it finished within at least the first 2 hours, if you're all available, 3 hours. And then you're going to have a day where you're sat there doing nothing. So I think they're probably right that 24 hours may be too long and too dragged out of phases, but we'll see. At least they've given us the longer one and we can all try it out, and I'm assuming they'll take comments and take it from there, I suppose.
Yeah. All right, next question's for me from our boy Ewalkin. He said, question, Ranger, will you be doing a pack opening preparation for territory battles? Well, actually, I talked about this on Wednesday, and the answer is absolutely not, because the packs that I need. I mean, there's just nothing there that I need. Like the Rebel pack, the only one I need is Hoth Rebel Soldier, which I'm about to get 5-star, but that's what 1 out of 30 characters in that pack that I might get a chance to get and stuff. It's like all the rest are.
You're beginning to remind me of Mr. T, you Ranger. You're beginning to remind me of Mr. T. I buy no packs.
I don't mind buying packs. I've bought plenty of packs before, but I mean, it has to buy packs for stuff I already have. It's kind of pointless, you know. I mean, like if they had a Darth Revan pack, I'd be buying the snot out of that right now, you know, or you know other packs that would be out there. But right now, there's just nothing out there that I need. You know, I mean, a lot of my characters are 7 stars. I mean, I think I've got 80 something characters 7-star right now. Some more I could actually 7-star and get even more. So it's not like I need the stars. If anything, I need gear, but really, it's not that bad at the moment to where it's like, do I want to spend crystals on gear?
Cuffs and thumbs.
You know, I mean, it's one of those things, because even if you buy the gear pack, you're not guaranteed to get the kind of gear you need either. I mean, I've not had the most fortunate luck with gear, so with the pack openings for those, so it's like, Lord, you know, what can you do? Okay, I'm trying to scoop questions as we do this. If I miss your question, I apologize. I'm trying to do like 18 different things at once. Miss Bella, our friend good old Maurice has a question. He says, if any of you are guild leaders, officers, how do you plan to tackle the task of memorizing your entire guild's roster? That's a good question. I don't know if any of us... I'm not an officer, I can tell you that.
I am currently scraping GG, and I am going to pull together a spreadsheet of everybody's characters.
Are you an officer, Bella?
No, I'm not an officer.
But what do you think?
I think it is, as was said already, also Mike already posted it in the chat, that the way to do it is to have your own spreadsheet and to get an overview about your guild's roster.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people are having to do that just to know what they have, what they don't have, based off what's on SWGOH.gg.
Just a note, me and Finny was actually talking about this yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
You can quite easily scrape it all off GG, but unfortunately the stars aren't listed. They are in as a picture. So it's a little bit tricky on how you actually log the star level of the character.
Yeah, I don't have time to do
automatically
something.
anyway, without doing it long-winded.
Yeah, I mean, a simple Excel spreadsheet would work fine. However, I don't have time to put something like that together, so I feel for all the officers out there and stuff. You know, I mean, it's strange that we have to do all this extra stuff for the game. Does that seem weird to you?
I think we don't, actually. I think we are way overdoing, because no game company will start to make a new game mode that is so complicated that you need to have a doctor degree in Excel sheets.
Oh,
I mean,
my young apprentice, how naive. Of course it's complicated.
Oh my god. But don't you agree that we are kind of all a little bit too upset about that? I mean, it's a game after all.
I don't know. People take gaming very seriously. You know, it's top end guilds are very competitive, and they want to just knock stuff out of the park. So I'm sure that they do stuff like that. You know, that's a part of the incentive.
Sure, yeah.
You know, it's what they do. You know, I mean, they want to be successful.
I'm not denying that we are doing it, but I just think we all need to relax a little bit.
Drink coffee.
Yeah,
that'll help with the relaxation.
Yeah.
Probably a beer would be better, but not for you Americans because it's too early.
Why you don't say it like that, Miss Bella? What are you trying to say about America?
Well, what?
I'm saying that. You said drinking. I've just realised that I'm going to be very, very drunk tomorrow.
You're always drunk, man. I'm pretty convinced. That's why I like you, Turbo. You and me, man. I mean, could probably just get plastered. And everyone else would die because me and Turb would just be sitting there, because I don't think we have like normal human livers. I think we have like Superman livers or something. I don't know what the hell's going on. All right. Let's see here. Keyboard has another question. Let's see. She asks, we'll go back to the top. Anyway, let's see, Turbs. Let's go to anybody. Would you change the way that TV is meant to work if you could? I think this is a good question for anybody, but we'll start with you, Turbs. Is there anything about what you've seen so far about territory battles that you could change, you know, if you could?
It's a hard, tough question because we've not actually played it. But,
yeah, it's really hard to gauge it, right?
The first one would have been, obviously, the time zone does actually suit me because, fortunately, I'm in the same time zone as the guild leader who created it.
Mm-hmm.
The first one would have been, like I say, longer phases just to help out, which they have already done. But I don't know, to be honest. Till we get our hands on it, you can't really give any negative comment.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think our biggest thing was the two things that I had an issue with, and that's just issues because, you know, I'm still holding judgment because we haven't really had a chance to see. I mean, I only know what I've read and what I've seen, right? Two big issues I had was the possibility of it breaking guilds up again, which I don't like, and then the time zone thing was kind of a big deal. I know it was a big deal for Finn. But we'll see. I mean, what about you, Bella, Mike? Anything about that you've seen that if you could change that you'd like to change besides what's already been mentioned?
Yeah, but you can't change anything that you haven't experienced yet. That is
really yes,
difficult.
You can. If someone says, "Have you ever experienced razor blades being thrown at you?" Well, no. I think I would change the fact that I would not like razor blades thrown at me. Just saying. That's just me.
Yeah.
If they had the guards on,
That's
I'd do
just
it.
you. That's just you, Ray.
You've never
Oh
lived,
my
Ray.
god.
You've never lived. If you've never had a razor blades thrown you, you've never lived.
Oh,
I have my saber, and I have no problem with razor blades.
that's right. I've trained you well. All
Yes.
right.
Hey, Warriors here.
Warrior's here?
Yay.
Is he here? Warrior?
Yep, I'm here.
Oh my god. Quit being late. You gotta get up early like my monkey ass, and you gotta drink coffee and be on time.
Yeah, I'm finally in town, so I could finally jump on the call. So, yay!
Yeah.
I've missed
Yay.
like 4 of these in the last 8 weeks, so I'm glad to not completely miss this one.
No, you've got a lot of stuff going on. It's totally understandable, so trust me, no one, it's fine, bro. Let's see. I mean, Warrior
We've
sounds
got
like
the perfect
me,
guy for the question now, though.
well, yeah, we were talking about if there's anything you could change in the territory battles, what would it be? I mean, we the two that we'd mentioned was the time zone thing, which we've kind of already discussed what they've done temporarily for the 24 hours. And then the possibility of guilds being broken up that's been brought up with the community and stuff. I mean, is there anything, I mean, if you've had a chance to really mess around with it, is there anything that you, from initial looking at it and what you've been able to do, is there anything that you would like to see changed if you could?
I would have probably I would have had the guys who had tested it and stuff come in and help make the tutorial, because it's honestly a pretty easy aspect to play, but there's a lot of people who see it as kind of convoluted or complicated. I've even had people, look at my video and say, while it's a lot clearer, I'm just going to have to play it. Like, I think I understand, but I mean, until I play it, I don't know. And the tutorial, when you go in, it's going to be backwards, and it's going to take you through how to play and have you do things in reverse order. And I think that is going to cause confusion a little bit for some of the players. And then the other thing was, when I was there, is I did tell them, and I'm hoping that the community plus, game changers plus everybody, I'm hoping it's our involvement that, helped. They stated that we're going to do the 12-hour cycles, and I just said it really sucks, because if you're in a guild and they start it at 10 o'clock at night to 10 o'clock in the morning, you go to bed at 10 o'clock at night, and you wake up at 8:30 in the morning and get ready, and then you look at it and you've got like 30 minutes to do that, that phase. It's going to suck. You'll have to leave that guild, and that's going to break people up. And so I had recommended they go to 24 hours, and was hoping that they would listen to me. And I thought, that'd be 6 days a week they'd have this event open. But the only downside to this is this is the only downside, if they did it as a weekend event, like they currently had originally planned, they could have done it every week, and we'd have it every week, but it would only be playing 3 days a week. If they stretch it out to 6 days a week, like they're talking about, they're probably going to move to doing it every other week. So I don't think you guys can imagine doing it every other week. You're going to get half as many rewards. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
All right. Getting caught up here on the questions. We'll go to Mike for the next one. Let's see here. Oh, wait. No, this is for Bella first from Finity. Finity wants to know, Bella, can you use your sexy grande interview voice to answer questions? Is Bella there? Or is she looking for Finn to punch him in the face?
Probably ordering something for.
I muted. I said in my most sexy voice, yes, I can.
Okay.
No problem.
There we go. Oh, Finn, you knucklehead. All right, next question from Keyboard again. Mike, who are you going to gear up for first? Rogue One Phoenix or Hoth Rebels?
I had to give my Phoenix to 8, except for Sabine and Ezra, who I 11'd for unlocking Thrawn. So I'd already started on them there, but for TBs, my soldiers now at 10 and my scouts at 9, and I'm kind of like bracing myself to 11 in them. So it's those two, and we also want to get Scarif, Rebel Pathfinder, and Bistan up as well.
Yeah, I've been worried about the Hoth guys. I got them gear 7. You know, I'll have them gear 8 easily. It's just, yeah.
The Mark 6 hairdryers. I mean, how?
It's always something.
Yeah.
It is, but I think you're going to need all those characters for this battle. Rogue One, Phoenix, or Rebel Soldier. So I don't think it's a matter of which one you want to do. I think you're going to need all of them in some form of capacity. So,
I suppose the way to look at it is, when do you need the Hoth Rebels, and try and stagger it like that. But we got a week to do it in, I suppose, or less than that now.
Okay. All right, this is for everybody. We'll start with Miss Bella. When did you start playing the game? This is from, Ravi Kloziat. I hope I said your name correctly. Sorry, that's a tough one. When did you start playing the game, Miss Bella? She's on mute again, isn't she?
She's ordering her McCoffee.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. I already started answering the question. I forgot I was muted. I started playing end of October, beginning of November 16.
Okay.
So beginning of November, I think it was, rather, yeah.
2016. Okay. Mike?
Jan 16.
Okay. Turbo?
I wasn't soft launch. I was very shortly after. I don't know if it was late October or early November. It was a couple of weeks after the soft launch.
2015.
So 2015, that is.
Yeah. Warrior?
Spring of 2016.
Yeah, I was like end of November 2015, beginning of December 2015. So, yeah, there we go. All right. Next question for Bella. This is from Keyboard. She wants to know, how do I know if my Galactic Power is good?
Galactic Power, if it's good. I mean, there's always someone better out there, so it's difficult to say it's good or not good. You should have a look within your guild, what the Galactic Power level is there, and see, compare to them, probably, and you can have funny contests about it, but Galactic Power level. I mean, you just heard some of us started playing after launch. Some started playing a year afterwards. So obviously, if we didn't spend $1 million in the game, we will have different Galactic Power levels. So my Galactic Power level is different from Warriors, let's say. So I feel there's no good answer to that question.
And of course, I've always got an answer to everything, but it's only an opinion. I would say that with Galactic Power, the cool thing about it is now it doesn't matter how long or how short you've played the game. It's a great measuring stick of development. That's basically what it's become, because all you do is everything you do gets Galactic Power for the development, and everybody's R2D2 maxed out will be the same 22,000 or whatever. So if you're 0 to 1 million Galactic Power, then you are what we would call in the early game. That means that you're early development, you're haven't played long probably, or you've played a long time, but you're playing extremely casual. If you're between 1 million to 2 million, you are what we call mid-game, which means that you've got the average development. It's where most people lie in this game. And those would be the individuals who've played for probably a year or longer. Maybe some of them have spent some money, some of them haven't, and they've been in the game for 2 years, but they're in the mid-game. And in the game will now be basically 2 to 3 million over 3 million. Like if you hit 3 million galactic power, you've developed about everything, and you would definitely be in game. So it's kind of a rule stick to see kind of how far in that development stage you are.
Warrior, that's what I basically was saying. Who do you compare to? You gave the answer, how to compare, but who do you compare to? Do I want to catch you, Warrior? I don't, because I don't want to spend $1 million.
No, you don't want to compare to anybody, but you don't need to compare to anybody, because you can compare to yourself by simply looking at your galactic power and seeing where you're at, because we now know that about 3 million, it's like 3.2 million, something like that, is the highest. So 3 million is the highest. So 0 to 1 is early game, 1 to 2 is mid game, and 2 to 3 is in game. So if you go to any high premium guild and you're in what you believe to be a super OP guild, like Team Instinct or TBD or something like that, if you're looking around and everybody's got 2.5 million and you're at like 1.8, maybe you're in really good company and you're lucky. So that's you can kind of compare and contrast that way.
All right. Next question will go to Warrior. This is from member Tauntauns. He's about the new Hermit Yoda. If Hermit Yoda has retribution, will he counter with his basic and heal everyone? I mean, you've had a chance to look at him and stuff, so I mean,
I've used him like that, and that's exactly what he does. He uses his basic. It says with retribution that they use their basic. So his basic will do health and protection, regeneration, and turn meter increase for all Jedi stuff. So all he does is he just continues to use his heal. So yeah, it's pretty exciting to put him with like a General Kenobi and watch the whole team just get crazy pumped up.
I mean, I don't know. I think Hermit Yoda's going to be disgusting. I mean, oh my god! You just look at this kid, you're like, okay.
So characters like Hermit Yoda, the character, the new Captain Han Solo, Jyn Erso, some of the Phoenix Squad and how they're built, Thrawn, CLS, these characters that have like protection, regeneration, and like this uber health regeneration and stuff. They were built and designed not for Arena, even though some of them are viable in Arena. They were built for a galactic war type of attrition war where you have to get through a number of battles. And because they were trying to give tools to the community to be able to get through those types of battles, and because that's the biggest complaint since the beginning has been the galactic war sucks, I can't get through node 6, this is ridiculous. And so they came up with these types of characters that would fix that. And then so if you went and invested in those types of characters, you're not struggling. The other thing is now with territory battles, it's like galactic war, but a little bit harder because there's some specific requirements. So it's like a galactic war that have certain key requirements. Like if you had a galactic war where you had to do 12 nodes, but node 9 required Rogue One, and node 11 required Phoenix, and node 5 required the Hospitable Scout, you guys right now wouldn't even be able to complete your galactic war. So the good news is this is non-linear, that you can kind of not participate in certain things if you don't have characters, but participate in all of the rest. And then the second thing is they've given us a toolkit now with these different characters that will help us with the territory battles and galactic war. So I would embrace all of these types of characters, not necessarily for Arena, but for just the natural game mode gameplay, because there's so many aspects of the game that you'll need those characters.
That's great. All right, back to the top to Turbo. This is from Mark Cummings. Question: with the new currency, what will you go for first? Hermit Yoda or gear for Gear 12?
Yeah, I was on this. At first, I said Yoda, to be honest, because he looks crazy good. Crazy good. I'm kind of stepping back now and maybe going to split it and do a bit of Yoda and a bit of Gear 12, because everybody's going to be going for Gear 12 first, aren't they? I don't know if you've seen the screenshots of some of the stats that this Gear 12 adds and stuff. It's going to be crazy amounts, and if you don't get onto it as quick as you can, then you could potentially be stuck behind somebody in first who's got gear 12 and they can't be moved. But I think it's like anything. It's best not to go all in on one thing. It's best to plan, see what you need, and kind of do a bit of this, do a bit of that. So I'll be doing both, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Fortunately, I'm in quite a good guild as well, so I think we'll be getting plenty of tokens, more than most. So we'll hopefully be able to afford to split.
All right. Let's see here. Mike, this is from Raza972. Question. He says, I'm hearing a lot of complaints or requirements for TB. Your thoughts?
I think it's in keeping with everything else so far. In some ways, it isn't as bad as Thrawn and Phoenix. You need certain characters to unlock everyone, don't you? So yeah. The Hoth Rebel, Soldier, and Scout have been in game since day one. One of them, is it Scout? Is in one of the
Cantina.
shops? Cantina.
It's in the canteen.
Yeah, so that they're there. It's just now the fact that you've got to farm them, to boost up your inventory. Soldiers the pain. He's what? He's on
one hard node.
Two. Is it one?
One hard node. One hard node. It took me a year to farm him.
I was just
all rebels.
Who's 4B, 5B then? Is that Scout?
Yeah, Scout has two hard nodes, but
Soldier is just one hard node. Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean that. Yeah, he's he's a dedicated. Actually, on that, I personally feel that his skill set should be worthy of the long farm. I was looking through the comments, and their abilities should be better nowadays. I don't know whether they're going to get a boost beforehand or not.
I don't know.
I'm just speculating. Whether they might get something as a reward for us doing that.
I don't know. I mean, this trend of if you want something or be able to do something, them pushing for specific characters. I'm mixed about it. On one hand, I kind of understand what they're doing. On the other hand, I don't think it's fair for some players. Because some of these, not everybody's a well, right? And then the other thing is, some people like certain characters, and then some characters like Hoth Rebel Scout and Hoth Rebel Soldier. I had Scout, no problem, because I just didn't have anything else to farm, so I farmed. I'm like, sure, this will be great.
Yep.
And the Soldier, I've been farming, but it's such a slow, ridiculous grind, I mean, if you're going to make the only thing I would say, my caveat to it, if you're going to have a character that's going to be a requirement, they should be more accessible. Scout was very accessible. I don't have any issue with Scout, but Soldier, being that it's just one node, and then you're saying you're going to need him at 5 stars to be able to do it, I think you could have done a little bit more to maybe open him up a little bit more so people could farm him, especially now that he's going to be a part where you need him, I think at 5 stars to get to the special missions, but they've kind of had this trend before, like you wanted Thrawn, you had to get these characters. If you wanted Commander Luke, you had to have R2-D2, but you needed Dark Side to get, I mean, it's been kind of this push to you had to have certain characters unlocked and done specifically to get these characters. So I don't know. I think some people are fine with it. I think some are upset because it's like, well, what if I don't want to farm that character? What if I want to farm this character because I like it? I mean, you can't do certain battles, but I mean, it stops you from doing what you might want to do in the game. And then, if you want to be participating and do some of the cool new stuff, you have to do it. So it's a tricky slope.
With the long-term planning, hopefully it will come back to reward us all with. I mean, this is the first of hopefully many territory battles.
Yeah.
And then it'll be, oh, right, okay, I've unlocked them to get Thrawn, and I have to have them here. and I've
Right.
already got them because obviously I've worked on them to, jump through the hoops earlier.
Yeah. All right.
They were talking about deep roster, not about only rebels. I mean, I agree with Mike. It's we start with them.
Mm-hmm. We will see. All right.
Can I give you guys just a little bit of pushback? And not because I was with developers or I'm on their jock or anything like that.
I think you are, Warrior. Let's fight.
I know. Let's fight. So
Let
right
them
now,
fight.
look at the game, and I'm not trying to say that it's right or wrong, but look at the game and who has better characters and more characters, light side or dark side? Come on, everybody.
Dark side.
Dark side. They're amazing.
Light side.
I know. It's
Dark
light
side has more and better characters. Really? Are you really saying that? The one complaint in the game
No,
has been
because they should be. It's Darth Vader. They can't use them.
maybe it should be. I'm not saying it's right, but the light side has like 70% of the best characters in the game. And not only do they have like better characters, they actually have more. Like if you look at Jedi have like 3.5 rows of Jedi. You look at Rebels, they have like 4 or 5 rows of Rebels now. So there's just an imbalance, and we all understand there's an imbalance. Even the developers realize they've brought in more Rebels and stuff, and more Jedi and more light side. So this is the deal. They've pushed everybody into all these light sides, and they did it because they wanted to take advantage of the Rogue One movie. It's either bring those Rogue One characters out or not. They wanted to then take care of the Phoenix Squad because they had to bring it in, or it was now or never when season 3 came upon them. So they're a business, and they have these characters they will bring in. Whoever's not on mute might want to go on mute because I can hear it. So there's things happening in life, and they want to participate, and they either have to jump on board and bring those characters out or not. So the problem is unfortunately they jumped on board and they've brought in a ton of light side characters because of these movies and things like that, and there's an imbalance. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying that's the way the game is. So if they would have launched territory battles as a dark side territory battle, I don't care how happy everybody would say they would be. We would be 10 times more pissed because we'd be like, well, we have, 80 light side and only 30 dark side, and I can't complete the missions, and, there's not enough, and if you should have done it for light side. I mean, you guys made us farm light side for a year. Why can't we have a light side territory battle? My point is the majority of people's rosters, whether they like it or not, is light side because that's what's been spoon-fed for the last year because of certain movies. And so because of that, they had to kind of embrace what the community as a whole have. And when they look at community rosters, it's like a 70-30, 70% light side, 30% dark side. And that's not necessarily the way they want the game's balance to be, but that's just where it was at. So that's the direction they went, was let's make it so the masses can participate because that's what the masses have. So there's my pushback. Sometimes if you know
I'd like to add something.
Yeah, go ahead, Bella.
Yes.
For all of those who watched my last interview with Grande Patron, I put a slide in there. It's actually giving the time of all the movies, episode 1 to 6, how much was spent on the light side and how much was spent on the dark side. And it's 25.18 total time using light side and 9:35 total time using dark side. So this is what the movies themselves, I mean, it was just taken from the movies, not the new ones. Rogue One is not in there, but the old ones, 1 to 6. And I found that quite interesting because I kind of developed the idea that if you are more familiar with the whole Star Wars universe, like the expanded universe, and read the books and the cartoons and everything, you kind of get another perspective, the dark side perspective. And you know the new Book of Thrawn, for example, you see the world, the galaxy through his eyes. But for the movies were always light side.
Yeah, the other thing I would push back to you, Warrior, is I understand what you're saying, and I totally get it, and it makes sense. However, why make it a specific light side or dark side? Why couldn't they just make it to where you can use anybody in your roster? I'm just saying.
Because
I mean,
Matt, you know what I mean? They were making a thematic type event, and when you make that, it's like you're trying to take Hoth back from the Empire, and so you have a Sith on your team helping you. It just doesn't fit thematically, and they've already taken a lot of heat in the past for not having things make sense. Like, oh, that event didn't make sense at all. Why did I have to use this character to get that? And they wanted to really have it make sense this time. And so that's why. But, you know, I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm not even saying I agree. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying this is why, if we understand, it might make a little more sense for us, or maybe it will help us. And then the other thing is think about it in terms of new people coming into the game who have nobody, who are just starting today, or months, people come to the game, you know, in 2 or 3 months. When they launch another territory battle, and I'm sure they will, because now they have the, you know, the organizational structure in place, they could launch a dark side, and I can hear people now, like, who play, you know, in the future going, why? They had only a light side territory battle. All I've been doing is farming light side. Now they got a dark side territory battle. What the heck? I have no dark side characters. You know, I could see that happening with new people, because new people coming in, all they're going to focus on is the light side, and then they're going to launch it for all the other players who complained 6 months ago, which would be us, right? And then they're going to, these new people are going to be in the game because they're constantly flooding the new market. There's new people every day, and they're going to be like, what is this? And so there's always a new group of complainers that they have to listen to, and that kind of they kind of have to ignore some people, because they're actually, you know, helping out people who were at launch, kind of thing, right now. And so when people are complaining in 6 months, they're probably going to be doing something that made them upset that makes us happy, kind of thing, if that makes sense too.
Yeah, can't win no matter what you do. All right, next question is from Ricky B. He says, is Ranger drunk or he can't speak anymore? No, it's called being up early in the morning. I think Ward can attest to this. It takes a while for the brain to move and get going. So, sorry if I can't be all articulate and speaking good or bestest early in the morning, but it takes me a while to get going. Enrique's just trolling. All right. I'm trying to think of who... I've lost track of who I had questions for. All right, let's go to Bella, and then we'll go to Warrior. All right, Bella. This is from Kuzman the Legend. He says, question: why is my collection score such poop? PG version, even though only Finn, Mob Enforcer, and Grievous are my only non-activated characters.
I mean, there's this site, SWGOH, and you have the collection score on there, and if you click it, I just do it, just a second. They changed it. Oh my god. Percentage of max galactic power, right? Because before it used to be a product of different things. I just realized they changed it, but in a way it's not only the activated characters, it's all counts. Where did we have this page? I mean, you have the star level, you have the mods, and
Zetas,
Omegas,
gear.
Yeah, you have ability upgrades, and it all it's a sum of all of this. The galactic power and the collection score, the new collection score, is a percentage of the maximum galactic power of characters, right? And only characters, not ships, but galactic power in general is characters and ships. So I think it's good to activate all, but as we could see from different videos, I think we have to have them a little bit starred, the characters, if we want to use them in territory battles. It's not only activation, and it's not good to have them on gear 1. Maybe for some features I think it's not really important, but for other features it's not so good to have gear 1. And all this increases increasing gear and stars and all this increases your galactic power, which then increases your new collection score.
All right. Warrior, next question for you, my friend. And this is from Kaya. I'm not even going to attempt this last name. Kaya. Kya. Sorry, I'm not going to butcher that. Do you guys think people will buy more packs since territory battle rewards will give crystals? Interesting question.
I think there will be an analysis down the road of that, but I don't think so, and this is why only the highest end star rewards give crystals, and most guilds, I don't even think, honestly, I'm 100% confident that no guild in the world will get 45 stars right off the bat. It's not going to happen. It's one of those things, to even get the max reward, it's going to take even the top of the line teams to do. So I don't really see many teams getting much crystals, and those are the few teams that are filled with whales anyway who spend money. So what's 50 crystals to them? They're like 50 crystals, you know. They don't care about them. So I don't really think so. But I mean, once there's like a serious strategy, and I'm sure there will be a layout where people are like, you know, in phase 1 on node 1, this is the best 2 teams to take in, or on node 5, this is the team that I found that I go through all 6 battles and complete it. There's going to be a, analysis that happens and best practices and all that kind of stuff, and that remains to be seen. So when that happens, then all teams will start to score more territory points, which will in turn get more points and more stars, and everybody will earn more stuff. But for now, no, I don't foresee that.
Yeah. All right, next question for Turbo. Sanely Red asks, when do you guys think we will get a dark side territory battle?
Oh, we've not even started the first one, and people are asking about the next already.
Oh,
right. Who knows? Who knows? Is it going to change? Well, surely until this is kind of mastered, they're not going to change it up. It's interesting. It's good to know that they've got this set up and they can change it and it can evolve and progress. But when it'll actually switch, like Warrior was saying, I don't think there's enough DS characters in the game to even entertain a territory as of yet. Whether they do a smaller one or something, I don't know. But I can't see it changing anytime soon. We'll have this format for, I'll take a guess at 6 months at least.
Yeah, I think so. They probably need to introduce some more dark side characters, as we just discussed, I would think. Mm-hmm. All right, Mike, next question for you. This is from Linus Milius. Question, why haven't they made a rework for Hoth Bros? Feels like a lazy money grab. Jeez. Speak your mind, Linus. What are your thoughts?
No, I agree. I mean, I was just thinking about it. I've not done any of those. What are they? Is it $26.99 or $27.99 Rebel faction packs or whatever?
Top of my head, I don't.
They're a lot. And it's guaranteed a Rebel drop, but having 30 Rebels in the game, I think I'd be more inclined to go Chromium over that, because you'll get but it does. This is what I was saying earlier. It must have been on the back of this anyway. I saw it in the chat that the Hoth Bros do need some sort of buff, I think, just to kind of reward us for starring them as high as we can, focusing on them and the gearing as well, because they ain't got a ship. I mean, the only thing they're bringing to the game is their presence, by the looks of things, which is like, what?
All right.
So I would just say that if for anybody that has Hoth characters, and really the only 2 Hoth characters anybody can even possibly start with is Hoth Rebel Soldier and Hoth Han, and maybe Commander Luke, they all have a buff. They have they have massive abilities that are added to them strictly just because they're Hoth characters. If you watch my video, the long one, the hour-long one, I spend 10 minutes going through everybody you're going to face, all of their abilities, all the perks you can get, all the things you can unlock, and Hoth characters only have a specific buff. There's only 2 types of characters that have a buff. I know all of your light side get one kind of a buff, and then like the Hoth characters get another buff. And so there's only 2 buffs you can bring in that are unique. So that, in a sense, they kind of get a rework in the sense that they get a unique buff no other character gets. Your entire and the Hoth characters. This is what if I can remember right. I mean, I did the video like a week ago, but I'm pretty positive what happens with the Hoth characters. If they die, they come back to life automatically. Like they get this little double buff over their head, and as long as you can kill somebody on the other side within 2 turns, they'll stay alive. But if you can't kill someone within 2 turns, then they'll die again. So they come back to life for 2 turns or permanently based on whether you can kill at least one more opponent, which I did. And so I brought my Hoth character back to life and was able to reuse him. And so I don't know. I think that's an amazing ability that they gave the Hoth brothers, and nobody else is going to have that. So that's kind of what I think I hear people saying they wish they had, but they do have it. It's tied to the Hoth battle.
Awesome. Thank you, Jeremy Sandoval. He said, Dark Leader SL Snoke here. $2 for Bella soloing the raid. Well, thank you, Jeremy, for that. Darth Bella soloing the raid, good lord. $2.01 from Ghost NWA, who's keeping the tradition of keeping donations off kilter. Good morning. Thanks for all the vids, RSG, and guest. Thank you, Ghost NWA, for being here. Appreciate your support. All right. Let's see here. All right, guys. This will be the last call for questions. I'm going to try to end stream a little bit earlier. I've got stuff to do today, unfortunately, with school and work and stuff. So if you have questions, get them in now. We still have a ton to get through. Miss Bella, this is a question for Fatality V2. Question: if Dark Side Territory Battle Rise, where should it be set? I'd like Endor. It introduces the ATSTs. What do you think about that? Michelle, mute again.
No, I'm understood. I'm trying to think. ATST, where does it play? Which planet was it on? It
was on Endor. Remember the chicken
Endor,
walkers?
Yeah,
it was on
right?
Empire Strikes Back too, but for brief shot.
With the Evox, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember the Evox. That would be fun. Yeah, why not? There's a lot of different planets, but Endor would be a cool one.
I think that would work out. Anybody else have a thought maybe of where they could do it? Any opinion? Okay. Let's go to Warrior next. Let's see here. Mortal Wampret says, question: as a dark side player, I feel like I'm letting my guild down by farming the characters I enjoy playing the most. Any thoughts, suggestions on how to approach this?
Well, I do think as a team player, you're going to have to start dividing your farming abilities. So if you're farming and gearing 2 or 3 dark side characters right now, and that's all you can handle, or if you're gearing 5 dark side characters and that's all you can handle, you're going to probably want to start farming 2 or 3 light side and then maybe some dark side. I don't think there's any team out there that's going to be like, oh crap, I'm going to kick you out because you have all dark side. I think there's a lot, there's quite a few people that have embraced that side of the game. But I think if you're not going to make a further effort to even help, then I think that they're going to find someone else is going to make that furtive effort. So you should probably divide your loyalties between light and dark side in the game for the game purposes, and that way you can participate in some level with this ability. And remember, with platoons, which is one area where you can really participate, as well as deployment. Deployment, you can deploy everybody, including dark side. With platoons, you need light side, but you only need their star. You don't even need them geared up. So if you have a 5-star, Baze Malbus at gear 1, and it asks for a 5-star Baze Malbus on, territory 4, that's fine. You don't have to have gear for platoons. The only characters that even need geared up at all is going to be the characters you take into special or combat missions, the missions that you go and actually fight. And those are going to just be your like top 3 or top 4 teams. But you are going to need at least a couple of light side teams that you can contribute, because that's the biggest way to bring in territory points. Each combat mission is going to bring in like 1.5 million territory points. So I don't know. You should have a couple teams.
All right.
I have to add something to the Endor question. If you have this battle playing on Endor, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you said, Affinity said it was a dark side, so you could probably be an AT-ST something. But then on the light side, you have to have the trees, because they are natural enemy of all stormtroopers.
That's right. Rocks and arrows.
Yeah.
Wait, that would mean the Ewoks would... Oh my
too.
God, let's not even talk. We're going down a dark path here, Bella. If we say Ewoks, Finn's going to explode, so let's not even go there.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, please.
I'm quiet.
Please. Don't do it, Apprentice. Well, here's a question, Warrior, real quick. This is from Keyword Keyboard. She says, how important do you think the platoon missions will be? They're pretty important, aren't they?
Well, so platoon missions are integral in 2 ways. One, you're just dumping off characters that you're not going to use that are ungeared in there. So it's kind of just a dumping ground for all the characters that you haven't chosen to gear up.
Mm-hmm.
And so they've made use of those characters, right? So that's good. But it also, by doing so, they've given purpose to dumping off unnecessary characters or unusable characters by giving you an ability, and you can make the ability more powerful the more platoons that are filled. Just to give an example, one team will have 500, 500 troops to drop in or whatever, and there's only 90 troops needed, kind of thing. For the average guild, it'd be like they'll have like 500 troops, and they'll only need 90 dropped into a platoon to unlock that ability. So only like 1 out of 5 of your characters will need to be dropped into platoons to participate, and for bigger guilds it'll be even less. So there's not a huge requirement, but it will unlock a really good ability for the next phase. The only exception to that is in phase 6, it actually earns you a debuff for phase 6 if you do that. So
okay, awesome. Let's see here. Oh, thank you, Sir Loki, who's doing his thing, but he just gave $10 to the Ranger Needs More Bourbon Foundation. So thank you, Sir Loki, my homie from the RSG crew. Yes, I've drinking a lot of bourbon in the last couple of days. It's going to be quite a while before I do that again. Good Lord. Let's see here. I'll see this one. That was for War. Let's go around. Member Tauntauns asks for you, Turbs. Do you think territory battles will be released this month? I think they're going to be September.
I'm hoping Tuesday. Now that they've changed it to 24 hours and they're saying that they're going to launch it on a Tuesday, I'm hoping it's going to be this Tuesday.
Okay.
Whether they were ready for that, I don't know. So that will mean it's this month. If not, obviously then it's this month.
Yeah, I think so. All right. That was an easy one. Mike, your homie Virtual Game World says, question to be answered on stream by Mike. How does it feel to be on an edited podcast? Wink, wink.
I congratulated him thinking that he was saying it's him. I don't understand the question. I asked. I did ask.
That's your homie.
I know, and I didn't understand. I did ask, am I on one? Because if I am, I didn't know about it.
God.
Yeah, I'm kind of living in a semi-dream world at the moment, apparently.
All right. Brad Evans asks, this is for everybody. I think we already answered this. I think you did, Turds, but Brad Evans says, what's the first thing you'll buy in the shop, Gear 12 or Yoda or something else? I think a little bit of both is what you said, Turbs, right? Is anybody else doing something differently that they want to say?
Nope, he's right. You're going to split them up, and the reason for that is Yoda's not going to be in there 24/7. So think about shipments. You get a bunch of ship currency, and you buy, Rex when he dropped, or you bought the TIE Advanced when it dropped. You shared it amongst a number of items because they don't all drop every single day at the exact same time. So the same thing's going to be true of this store. There's going to be a lot of stuff in there, and you're going to have a priority list of like, I need Gear 12 stuff to get this character to Gear 12 for my arena team. I need Yoda, blah, blah, blah. And you'll get enough that you'll be able to do multiple purchases every day.
Awesome. All right, next question for Bella. This is from General Gravis. What's the best way to combat Nazi shard groups that threaten anyone who doesn't join them? Are you a part of a shard group, Miss Bella? I mean, what do you think of that question?
I prefer not to comment on this question, seriously.
Okay.
Just someone else may answer it.
Okay. I think it's the phrasing. I missed the quick Nazi reference there. Yeah. Sorry, my bad, Miss Bella. I'm just tired and reading questions as they pop in. I think what you're trying to ask, Mr. Gravis, is what's the best way to handle shard groups? You either have two ways. I mean, there's a lot of people that have payouts at the same time. I'm in a shard group. I can't speak for Warrior or Turbs or Mike, but I mean, we kind of rotate number one and stuff, but you can either join it. I like it because it's like we've got 10 guys that had the same payout, 7 Eastern, you know, so the communication works. You don't have to join. We don't have people in my shard that join, but I mean, you're kind of getting worked against a little bit. I don't know about threatening anyone who doesn't join them. I mean, if someone doesn't want to join your shard group, I think that's ridiculous if anybody's threatening somebody. Mike or Turbs, I mean, I don't know if you guys are Warrior, you guys are part of a shard group or how that works, but they've never threatened anybody that I can think of.
No, I'm aware that there are. You can add a letter to the front of, if you like, but I'm aware that there are hit lists where certain people that hit outside of their payout time on somebody else's payout time. That there is why you want a shard chat, just so that you can establish everyone's payouts, and then it's a case of, you know, do your development. You know that you've got this window here where it doesn't impact on anyone else. If you're sitting high, you know, and in a high place, you're looking forward to your crystals, and then you find that you're sniped right before the payout, you're not happy about it, and you know there's going to be a reaction to that. You're going to start to target that player, and that's where, you know, you're going to burn through your crystals if you want payouts. Whereas having a discussion, you still have the battles, you've still got to fight the player.
Yeah, you still got to win.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, yeah, if you can get in a shard chat, do. The other way of combating it, of course, is creating your own. You know, if you find enough,
there you go.
Shards are busy. You know, try that way and see whether that might open a door that previously was closed.
Yeah, I don't think you know, the thing with shard groups is it's just a way to make it a little bit more fair. People are not beating each other up and stuff like that. I mean, it's just you don't have to join. However, if anybody's in a shard group and you're threatening somebody, stop. I mean, not everybody wants to be a part of a group like that, and that's their prerogative. You know, so it's not. It's good lord. Ow! Feedback. Ooh, check your mic. My ears are bleeding. Please, God. Oh my God, I don't know what that was, but owie. Jesus. Oh, all right, we good? All right, anybody else on this? All right, let's move on. This is a question specifically for you, Warrior. Then I'll get another question for Bella. Member Tauntauns asks, at Warrior, our guild has 50 members that have a Galactic Power that ranges between 1.5 to 2 million. In your best guess, how far do you think we can get in territory battles?
It really depends on participation. If everybody you have, even the lower end characters, guys that are playing, participate 100% of what they're capable of doing, then you guys probably will get between 20 and 30 stars. And so, because those first couple of territories, it's pretty easy to 3-star for everybody, or two to 3-star for everybody. And so, I mean, there's your like your first 9 to 10, stars is in those first 2-3 sections. And so phase 1 through 3 should be relatively easy for most guilds to go through. They actually, a lot of people don't know this either, for play testing, they actually go in and they find a guild that's of the average size, average makeup, average build, and they can import the entire rosters of everybody and play it. Play the territory battles with your characters, like your actual characters you have unlocked and all that. They can import your entire team and everybody on your team. And then, of course, they're developers, and so they know how to play the game pretty well, but they'll play with your characters to see how far they can get, and then see, do we need to make this easier or harder? And they do this with tons of different teams. They've imported Team Instincts to see how far Team Instinct could go to try to create like a high end, or they will import kind of a low end team like with 4 people to see if 4 people in a guild can even participate, and they found they could. So it's like we did it actually when I was there was only 4 of us. And we went through up to phase 3 with just 4 of us in there. Now 2 of us had pretty high rates, and the other 2 were a little bit lower. But yeah, it's pretty balanced. And so, I mean, you're going to earn a reward guaranteed. If you play and participate, you're going to get a reward. And if everybody tries their hardest, you should get some decent rewards, enough at a minimum to purchase 2 or 3 things out of the store each time this comes around. So 2 or 3 times a week. 2 or 3 purchases a week, which should be good. Yeah, pretty good.
I agree. All right, Miss Bella, you're not on mute, are you? Just checking.
I'm on mute, yes.
No, don't be on mute.
I was.
Let's see. I'm thinking ahead. See,
Yes,
that's why I'm the lead and you're the apprentice.
I see.
All right, Kuzman the Legend says, question: imagine a Kenobi lead with Zaris. A Kenobi-led Zaris team with R2-D2 and Hermit Yoda. You can give the whole squad stealth and retribution to Hermit Yoda while he's the only character not in stealth. Isn't that disgusting? What do you think about that team makeup overall? I mean, that's pretty powerful.
Hermit.
I'll read it again. So Kenobi led Zaris, so Zeta Zaris with R2-D2 and Hermit Yoda.
But there's one missing.
Well, yeah,
Kenobi, Zaris.
Yeah, with R2-D2, just Hermit Yoda. That's not even added to like a Commander Luke or anything like that.
R2-D2 has a 2 in it, but he's just one character. Let's get that straight, right?
Right, just R2-D2 himself.
Yes. That sounds like a cool team.
I think it's you're constantly stealthing Yoda and you can oh my god.
Oh my god.
And you can't kill him because you got Zaris. Pick any fifth you want.
That's a nihilist squad.
Oh,
definitely.
My god.
Oh my god.
Well, we'll play around with that more as we get further down the line. But yeah, that's a pretty disgusting team, I think. All right, let's go back to the top to Turbo. This is from True Napperhay. I can't pronounce that. He says, I'm new around here and have you any advice on how to level up from 35 plus? What would be your advice? He looks like a new guy. He's 35. How to level up 35 and higher? What would be some of your advice, Turbo? Did we lose Turbo? Turbo, are you on mute?
No, sorry, I was on mute.
Yeah. See what you've done, Bella. And she can't respond because she's on mute. I mean, what is happening?
Spending energy is always the easiest way. I don't know if you're planning on spending money or free to play. It's make sure you're logging on when you're getting your free energy.
Yep.
Make sure you're doing your cantina, and it's energy that gives you the XP to level up, basically. So the only way to do it faster is doing refreshes. So do everything you can in the game. So get all your free crystals and so on and so forth. And if you're in a decent guild, you're going to be doing at least 600 energy a day anyway. But do as much as you can, and you'll level up faster.
Yeah.
That's as plain and simple as it is.
Yeah, I think that's the best way to do it. All right. We'll start with Mike for this next question, then we'll kind of throw it around to everybody if you want to answer. Which characters would be best to gear 12 first for Arena? This is from Member Tauntauns. What do you think, Mike?
The ones that you can.
Yeah.
I'm guessing. I haven't actually seen. Is there any information over actually which characters will be Gear 12 available? And I know that there are certain characters who have 5-6 of the Gear 11 field.
Yeah,
So
I don't know. I don't think
I'm
they put anything like
assuming
that out.
that they'll be the ones potentially who you'll be able to Gear 12 first. Otherwise it's going to be Baze and Luke. No, actually, no, Han. There you go. Baze and Han, and then whoever's on your arena is in a lot of trouble.
Well, I think, for me, I'm just going to focus on my arena team still. I mean, regardless of who I can get I mean, if I can get, a character that I never used to gear 12 first, I'm not doing that. I'm getting my damn arena team. I think you should just focus on the team you're going to be using for arena. That should always be your priority, if possible.
One of the scary things is it on the Cantina nodes that you actually go against some Gear 12 bosses, but they're like mid-70s or something.
Yeah, I think so. I can't remember.
If that's anything to go by, then wow, that really is going to create an arena divide.
I think so. All right. Next question. That's where was that? Damn it. All right. So, question for Warrior. This is from Jezza. G. Question: on the Leia mission in Phase 3, do only the guildies who take part in that get Leia shards, or do the whole guild get the shards? Also, to get 50 shards, does that mean all guildies have to go south?
So every guild member, from my impression, every guild member that attempts that battle is going to get rewards, and everyone that successfully completes it will get one. But there's some confusion, and I'm not 100% sure, because it showcased every time one of us successfully completed it, our name was put on a list underneath. If you look at the video, every time a new person completes that mission, a new name showed up underneath. So it looks like that if 50 participate, 50 will get rewards. If 30 participate, 30 get rewards, and it's times however many participants. That's how it looks. So it looks like if 30 people participate, 30 people will get 30 Leia shards. But the way they explain it, and the way they explained it to us in person, was that the entire guild, regardless, was going to get however many shards was completed by people in the guild. So honestly, I don't know if, as there was only 4 of us in the guild at the time during play testing, that we all had completed it, and so we were all showing up, is what they were suggesting, that everybody gets it, or if it was because we all had completed it. But I would lean towards what they said, which is they said everyone in the guild, regardless of whether you complete it or not, will get benefited rewards based on whoever in your guild completes it. So I'm going to lean towards that second thought, which is even if you can't complete it, as long as you have 2 or 3 or 4 people that can, the whole guild's going to get 2, 3, or 4 of those shards.
Gotcha. All right. Darth Bella. Next question is for you. Pedro Fandino. He has a question. He wants to know, where's the synergy with Hermit Yoda and Commander Luke? There's no synergy. What's going on?
I don't know.
Because he's not a
Let's
Jedi.
let's ask EA. I didn't create the character, so I don't know what they thought when they created Hermit Yoda.
Do you think there should have been some synergy with Hermit Yoda and Commander Luke? I mean, I do.
Yeah, they should have been. They should have been with, yeah. But probably, I'm not 100% sure, maybe one of you knows, Commander Luke and Yoda, I mean, we will have different Lukes. And do they all kind of meet
Good.
with Yoda?
That's a good point, because the only time...
I don't know.
Yeah, Luke meets with Yoda, for his initial training in Empire Strikes Back, and then he returns in Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
To talk to Yoda before Yoda passes on. Spoiler if you haven't seen the movie. But of course we don't know what's going to happen in the other movies if Yoda goes. Talk to him again. We don't know, but maybe there'll be synergy with Luke further down the line. I mean, never know, right? It's an interesting question. I don't know what
next Jedi will have synergy with Yoda.
It could, yeah.
Next Luke will be Jedi. Hopefully.
Yeah, the official Jedi black dress garb Luke and Yoda. All right, we'll start with you. I'm going to ask this to everybody. We'll start with you, Miss Bella. Keyboard asks, what are you most excited about with territory battles?
I think the best about it is that the guild has to work as a whole together. It's not you yourself do all this stuff, but it's a guild-wise event, and so it's good for getting the guild together.
All right. What about you, Turbo?
So best thing about territory battles.
Sorry, what are you most excited about?
The gameplay, to be honest, and again, something else to tackle. A bit like Bella says, something to tackle as a team, isn't it? I do like getting my hands dirty and getting organised and this and that. It's just the next challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Looking forward to it.
Absolutely. What about you, Mike?
Somewhere else to finally use ships. I mean, how much has everyone invested into ships? Okay, you got your Zetas and your Arena, but you've invested so much into them. Finally, somewhere else that they will work.
All right, Warrior, you got a chance to think around with it. What are you most excited about?
Anytime there's new characters introduced, I want to play with them, shiny new people. So I want to play with new characters, but also Gear 12. If you have developed your arena team maximum, you've got a number of people that are missing like one piece of gear to go to 12. And obviously, one piece of gear is going to take forever to farm, but it's still just the excitement of being able to get someone to gear 12 and see that gold over their, over their character's head in your thing and be able to see how much more powerful they are and stuff. I don't know, Gear 12 excites me. I'm pretty excited about that. I remember seeing the gold as kind of the pinnacle, and there are characters in the game that have it. And it's funny because they said that Gear 12 will be equivalent to Gear 10 and 11 combined with power strength.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, think about node like 9B, like everybody's struggling with 9B. Like, I can't get bays unlocked. I can't complete it. Once you have a couple Gear 12 characters, it will be a walkthrough. So if you can just focus on your arena team only, a couple pieces of additional gear will make certain parts of the game that were built difficult easier for those individuals.
Awesome. All right, I'm going to throw this out to anybody who wants to respond. Just say your name. I don't know. This is from Sir Loki. He says, do we know if Captain Han Solo will be farmable in the Cantina node before Territory Battle launches to give players a head start? I have no idea. Does anybody have any information about that?
I've not been told, but I'm pretty confident that since Territory Battle starts very soon, that before Territory Battles launches, there will be some way of purchasing him or farming him early.
Ooh.
That's all about that. I have not been told any specifics, but I am confident you will be able to start working on him before Territory Battles.
All right. And anybody that wants to jump in, Keyboard has a couple questions. She says, do you think that the Hoth team will be the best for Territory Battles? I know it's required. I don't know if it's going to be the best. I think you need your best teams for this stuff, right? I think certain characters, if I understand this correctly, you'll need for certain phases. I think you just want to go in with your best team for the combat portion. Correct? Am I understanding that correct, Warrior?
Yeah, you're just going to take in your absolute A team, B team, and if for some reason a particular combat node says you have to have Hoth Soldier at 5, then you'll go grab your 5-star Hoth. Actually, it will grab your 5-star Hoth Soldier and dump it in. It'll say event unit, kind of like other events have, and you'll have 4 slots for remaining troops, and you'll build your team however you want. And then they know that a lot of people have a 5-star Hoth Soldier that's not going to be geared up, which is why they gave it the perk of being able to come back to life. Mm-hmm. And as long as 4 characters can beat it. Plus, you don't have to 3-star anything. It's not like you have to not lose characters. You could lose all but 1 character. As long as you beat it, you beat it.
Mm-hmm. Is there? I mean, having it 2 stars instead of 3 stars, does that make a difference in anything?
No, because it doesn't actually give you stars at the end. It doesn't go like ching, 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 and show you how well you did like other areas of the game. It just says victory and territory points earned, whether you are victorious or whether you fail. So if you have one guy with 1 bar of health and you win, it'll say victory and you'll get 291,000 territory points earned for the.
Okay. Do you get more if you have more characters surviving, or is it just a be-all, end-all thing?
It's a set rate for the first round of combat. It's like 91,000, and for the last stage of combat, it's like 291,000. So it tiers. They give you more every single round, and you earn whatever you complete.
All right. All right. This is a question for everybody from keyboard. Who our other question is. Who do you think the real heroes are? The Rebels or the Empire? Just overall. Darth Bella, who do you think are the real heroes? Rebels or Empire?
Yeah, well, I think you can't really say. If you watch the movies, you would have to say the Rebels, of course. If you read some of the books, you could also say differently. I'm okay with both.
I will have to talk to you offline. You should have said Empire. You failed me again, apprentice.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
It's all from a student point of view.
I take it all back.
No, it's all fine. What about you guys? Mike, you think the Rebels or the Empire are the heroes? Mike? Mike?
Oh, I am muted, and I will answer that again now. I was going to say the Sith, because 2 of them rule the Empire.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
So,
Evil.
Yeah, dark side.
Evil.
Twice on Sundays.
Turbs?
Yo.
Do you think are the heroes, the true heroes, the Rebels or the Empire?
The true heroes? I read a lot of the books and the lore and stuff, and I still think the Emperor took over the galaxy with the best intentions of saving the whole universe.
For safe and secure society, you know?
Still do, even though I'm truly light side at heart. He did it for the right reasons, so I can't judge it.
God, what about you, Warrior? Warrior? We lose Warrior?
Okay, I'm back. Sorry, I was muted as well. So I would say that you could paint it any way you want to. I mean, there were definitively individuals on the Empire side who had the whole entire galactic, world in their best interests, and they felt like they were doing the right thing. But there was also people behind the curtain pulling things. So I think there were good people on both sides. I think there were some bad people on both sides. But I think overall, the overarching good versus evil, I think that, because the individual were pulling the strings, like, Supreme Leader Snoke and, Darth Sidious and things like that, I think that you have to lean towards, the light side being obviously aligned to the light. Plus, it's principally dark side, light side. So, understand everything to be either good or bad. And so light side would be good, dark side would be bad. That's just kind of how it was structured or built. But yeah, once you hear the other side and the Empire and stuff, you realize many of them were good-willed, and many of them were actually defectors from the other side, from the Galactic Republic, because they saw the corruption in the Galactic Republic. But then if you go to what the corruption was from, it was from infiltrators from the Empire who was ruining the Galactic Republic. So you really can't blame the Galactic Republic, but you know, there were some bad moments with the Jedi turning their back on Ahsoka and things like that.
Yeah.
Kind of upset with them, but I don't know. I would say that it still just stands, you know, light side's light side, dark side's dark side. And that's how they designed it.
Dark side's good. We have cookies. All right. Last question. This is from Finity because he's an idiot. He asked this question. This will be the last question of the day. If we didn't get your question, I apologize. We're running almost 2 hours and got to cut a little short today. But if I missed your question, just throw the question in the Q&A, and either we'll scoop it up for next week, or someone will answer it in the chat. So, Finity asks, if they give Hoth Rebel Soldier and Hoth Rebel Scout a synergy like Chase and Wiggs, will we call them the Hoth Rebel Sold Out? That's the question Finn asked. Now, my question is, who wants to join me in punching Finn in the face? Go ahead, speak up. You can unmute, please, someone.
I do. I do.
That is actually quite awesome. Sold Out, Soldier, Scout. I love it.
Yeah. Now, boy, you do realize Finn is an Ewok lover that makes no bones about it. I mean, do you really want to agree and associate yourself with someone like that?
Man, I don't judge people who you can love whoever you want to love.
But
he sleeps with Ewoks.
It's creepy.
He literally sleeps with an Ewok.
I don't know. I mean, Ewoks may seem cute and cuddly and stuff, but they're cannibals. Let's just make that very... Well, they're not cannibals because they don't eat each other, but they like human flesh. I mean, I don't know how else to put it. You know?
Tastes like pork, apparently.
Apparently to them. I mean, they were going to eat Han Solo in them.
Yep.
Before, the whole C-3PO incident. I don't know. I mean, I'm just saying. I think Finn... Sold Out. What do we think of Sold Out as the tagline? Instead of Chase or Wiggs, we have Sold Out.
I like it.
Me too.
Damn it, you're encouraging him. See, y'all don't have to deal with him. I do, okay? God in heaven.
Well, Wells Fargo will have been involved in the 7th starring of Sold Out.
I know. Oh, God. You're going to see a new sponsorship coming. Or some kind of video
will also
coming.
include diaperoos.
Oh, I know. I mean, if you're going to pee your pants, it's good to have the Ranger J 1999 adult diaperoos. All right, I think that covers all the questions. So we will do like we always do. We'll give everybody a chance to pimp their stuff, and we'll start with. We'll just go down the list. Turbs, where can people check you out, buddy?
My YouTube channel, Turbs, TURBS, on YouTube. If you struggle to find me, I should be getting up to the top now, but you struggle to find me, you can add SWGOH to the end of it, and it will guarantee you find me. But do some videos. I've not posted for a week. I'll best post some videos later.
Yeah, good slide.
But the BHG lads are also doing a bit of a collab as well. Me, Mike, Marky, and Miss pulling some bits together. So watch out for that. And once Territory Battles drops, we'll have plenty more for you.
Awesome. Mike, where can people check you out, my friend?
Yeah, I've got my channel, MikeHunt. You can add SWGOH to the end of that as well. I've started a new playlist called Territory Battles Preparation. I'm working my way through gearing up characters. So I've recently done the Hoth brothers, Bistan. Who else? Oh, I also actually 1 to 11 Plo Koon. That I have never used Plo Koon.
You missed a trick there, Mike. What? Preparation Territory Battles. That's Preparation T. You should have called it Preparation Hoth. Preparation H.
Oh no! It's begun.
I can change it. It's called
I blame
Thank you.
Finn
I
for
know you.
this.
I know you like your puns and your play.
I'm going to use my sold out for Preparation H.
Because I did Born Sithy earlier on today. Places of Power, Born Sithy. Yeah.
Oh, so that's why you posted in the chat, lager.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I thought he was actually drinking at 10 o'clock in the morning.
I mean, don't we all wish we could? Lord. All right. Darth Bella, pimp your stuff, my young apprentice.
Oh yes. Yeah, I've got a channel called Darth Bella. And I just have a new interview with Grande Patron.
With Grande.
Yes, Grande. Finally. It's a bit surprising, but it takes quite long to edit those videos because when you have like a 40 minutes or something, someone talking, I put like little video clips in there and pics and stuff to give more information or make you laugh or whatever, visualize stuff, and yeah. Check it out.
Absolutely.
That's my new one.
Yes. Bella interviewed the prison riot extraordinaire, Brown Gandalf himself, Grande Patron. And if you haven't checked out her channel, please do. All these are linked below in the description. But those interviews are funny as heck. She's done Smithy. She's done Grande. She did... Finity. Yes. Yeah. I mean, was that just all Ewok talk? I mean, honestly, I haven't listened to that one yet. In protest because Finn is my mortal enemy. But I mean, was it just Ewoks the entire time?
No,
I know. I'm joking.
Not really.
I know. Okay, Warrior. Where can the folks check you out? They should be checking you out. You got a lot of great stuff out there, man. Where can people go to check out all this stuff you've been doing on territory battles and stuff like that?
I just type in Warrior Presents, like I'm presenting something to you, which I am. And so you type in Warrior Presents and you'll find my channel right away. I will be doing lots of videos, obviously, on territory battles because my team, the team you're on as well,
that's right,
is going to be able to participate in all 6 phases and probably do one of the best, if not the best, performances in the world. I am going to try to record my involvement in each phase, especially now that they went to 24 hours, and then I will try to post those phase productions just to show people kind of my thought process behind what I'm doing and why, so the videos will more come alive for them, and so they'll be able to see kind of the potential and things like that. But the other 2 videos I have, they're basically the exact same. It's just one is about 10 minutes long. It's the Cliff Notes version. It's like the down and dirty, the very minimum things you have to know, and a little bit of strategy. And then the other one that's an hour long goes over absolutely everything, and it will go over much more in depth on everything and strategies and things like that. And I really recommend the 1 hour. It took me 18 hours to make it, so if you could leave a like if it helps you in any way, that would be cool. I don't really beg for likes or ask for likes. I think,
I'll do it for you.
I'll say. But yeah, I think that it's going to be a video that people use for the next year as a template to have their beginners learn what it's about before. And I've heard that from other YouTubers. They said yours is kind of the template. So the other ones that were made were great. They're actually probably easily as good, but they're overviews and not really strategy guides. Mine's a overview and strategy guide combined.
That's right. Please check it out. And of course, like and subscribe. Support these guys and what they're doing. They do amazing stuff, all of them. They need your support just like you support us. Support those guys. They've got great information. I mean, we all have our niche. And so, kind of support what these guys got going on. It helps them out. It helps their channel out. And, it's about helping the community. That's just the great thing about everything that we got here. So, of course, you're here on RSG. This is Jedi Academy. We're going to try to do a stream tonight. I'm going to shoot for 10 a.m. or 10 a.m. I need more coffee. God. 10 p.m. Eastern if we're going to do we're going to stream tonight for the late night show where we just kind of talk about the game, just be goofy and just have fun. There will be no drinking involved. I can promise you that. Yeah, Smithy, I can't join you. Yeah, no more drinking for a while. Only for special occasions. So I did it for the 2,000 subscribers. I did it for Smithy's birthday. We're not doing that for a while. Oh, God. But yeah, support this channel, support everything. Appreciate everybody being out there, supporting us today. Great questions. If we missed your question, I apologize. Blame Finn. I blame Finn for everything, and it makes my life easier, and I'm able to complete more things, knowing that I can just blame Finn. All right, but on behalf of myself, Warrior, Mike, Turbo, Mr. Turbs, and Darth Bella. Appreciate you guys being here, and we will check you guys out next time. And again, if we miss your question, just put it in the Q&A section. We'll try to get to it as best we can. So everyone have a great weekend, and we will holler at you later. Bye.